We good now.
Are we good?
Yeah.
All right, so date January 25th, year of prophecy. As we see, January it's been hell, man. Scriptures already shall speak.
God.
And we know we're in the end time because the prophecy is speaking loud and clear. Matthew the 24th chapter spoke about earthquakes and down earthquakes. We're not speaking about various earthquakes. We said the earthquake that just hit Turkey. Earthquake just hit Turkey, California, Turkey, and so many more. You know. And of course, what's big in the news is this coronavirus, which has a lot of people in the outcry and a lot of people in the scare. And World War III itself is still, looming. You know,
the economy collapse.
Economic collapse, which analysts are predicting. You have the doomsday analysts, and they speak about the different, different portions that make up that doomsday clock, and everything is heading home to basically show that we're at the end, man. You know, so we're gonna jump into the process, of course. We're gonna talk about what's going on. Like we said, mainly that coronavirus, which is attacking every goddamn world, man. Those Chinese groups are dropping dead there, and a lot of people are getting affected, and it's affecting all ages. I think they said the youngest age is a 2-year-old. Man. You know,
most of the people are affected of previous health conditions.
Right, because their immune system already broken down.
That's right.
They can't fight it off.
Can't fight it off. Got that?
2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days?
Yeah, woe is me. Woe is an old English word which means destruction. Destruction is me. Destruction is me. Who shall deliver me in those days? And you won't be delivered if you don't have the cloak of the like different nations that's getting infected by these diseases, different outbreaks. The Heavenly Father's not with them. You know, and it's already written in the scriptures that the Lord is going to send plagues, and he's using the left-hand side. You know that's man-made or not. It could be man-made, you know. It's something sporadic that they say they have no control over, and it just popped up. You know, did they actually announce any origins? Did they have the origin story behind how this virus came to be?
I'd say, was it bats? Bats or something?
It was something with bats.
Yeah, it was bats.
Same too, you know.
Which that was Contagion. If you look at the end of Contagion, they go back to the origin of it, and they say the bat droppings, then the pig, and then
the chef that didn't wash his hands.
Yeah, chef didn't wash his hands, and then they ate the pig, and then
it just
Yep.
That could possibly be true, but for the most part, I lean towards man-made. A lot of these.
It
a
is.
lot of these viruses are man-made. They're created twice. Science lab, and they're pushed to the general public. One, to push more heinous laws, because China's already known for their aggression towards citizens. And there's been a lot of Chinese riots. There's been a lot of shit going on.
Hong Kong protests.
Yeah, Hong Kong protests and things of that nature. So they're looking to crack down more, on domestic cities, man.
God.
And where did it hit? Hit Europe. You know, the United States, Tokyo, the capital of Japan. And these different places that's going to get infected, they're going to start to push more legislation to control, man.
And if I may add,
it's going to lead towards chip.
Yeah. It's like if I may add, I showed the brothers earlier, they already had a patent for the coronavirus disease back in 2015, and then you said they had the vaccine too.
The place that they made it at, they did all that at. 20 miles away from Wuhan.
Oh, see, there you go.
That's like you said, it could, like I said, it's man-made, and they just put it in there just to see what it would do. You gotta remember, Esau, mainly Esau, he plays off of fear of the people.
If I may, get back to the scriptures, but too, Esau, there's a war right now between underneath the seas between China and America.
Yeah,
so
trade war.
That Esau really want to do some damage to them Chinese because of everything that was happening between the Iranians just a few weeks ago. It's called bio warfare. All warfare don't gotta be destructive with missiles. That's what
it's right.
Because you got chemical warfare, you got biological warfare, and like you said, this is the time where, because we're the scriptures already speaks about that there's a war, and we're not warring against flesh and blood. It's the spirits and principalities, and that the principalities is the ones that move and shape. run the so-called authoritarians that's pushing out these different violent diseases upon the masses. Anything on that?
Verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mourning.
The beginning of sorrows and great mourning. And a lot of people are in a state of sorrow and mourning due to these different viruses being pushed out. When your city is quarantined and you have no access to your building, all right, when you're pushed into a medical hospital and they're doing all these they're putting all these different scanners on you and they're checking you and they basically looking at you like a dead animal and they're not allowing you to leave the residence, you're going to be in a sense of sorrow and you're going to feel insecure. They said they built hospitals. They just set up to create a hospital with over 1,000 beds.
Right, in 10 days.
Yeah, 10 days. So they're working non-stop, night and day.
That's a Lego building.
Trucks and major
cranes
and bulldozers in that one little space.
Yeah. And them Chinese not getting any time off.
10 days. Yeah.
Extra time.
Yeah, 28 hours a day.
They're paying top dollar too. Whoever's actually creating that project, they're paying top dollar.
American money.
Because they need these things thrown up. And like it's the beginning of sorrow, the beginning of woes. Keep going.
The beginning of sorrows and great mourning. The beginning of famine and great death.
And what they said, over 90,000 people infected. These are still low numbers, man. When those numbers started to jump to 30 million worldwide, 70 million, 100 million people are infected with this virus, you ain't gonna have enough hospitals to contain these people, man.
Right.
You know, they're gonna start telling people to be at home, you know, and go through these different practical methods.
This protocol. Yeah.
And you're gonna have to stay at home. That's when it's gonna start being a full government lockdown.
If I may, bro, on that series we were talking about on camera, pandemic, because it's different chapters. And if you remember last year, when the flu season, because last year's flu season was one of the worst flu seasons.
So this one too?
This one too, but last year, the virus of choice they wanted to push was the flu.
Right.
And you remember, they went to talk to one of those doctors in Oklahoma. And I just did a lesson on this, and she said she was a one-doctor hospital runner. She was the only doctor in that whole hospital.
Oh, it was the Edomite woman, right? The white woman, yeah.
And you know, we take advantage of being in a city like Atlanta, where you can go to Emory Hospital, Grady, Northside, these hospitals that are, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars of funding. You know, these go by.
Ambulance. Yeah, ambulance coming down.
So, not to be long-winded, but the point of it all is that lady was one doctor. Right. She was one doctor in a whole hospital. And she said her biggest fear was, what if something breaks out? How many? I just wanted to throw that out.
Nah, that's definitely a fact. And then what happens if the doctor herself is
sick,
infected?
Exactly.
You know? She gonna have to cure herself as well as all the patients around her. It's not gonna work out like that. The brother has the definition pulling up right now, pandemic, because it's the difference between an epidemic and a pandemic.
Yeah.
You can read that.
No, it says other disease. It says prevalent over.
Oh, read loud out, Baba Bishop.
It says of a disease prevalent over what?
It says over
Prevalent
over a whole country.
Prevalent over the whole country or the world. Yeah, like the Spanish flu. You had what's that? The black plague. And when it's 1/3 of the population dropped dead, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh, the 2/3. I think it was 2/3.
2/3 of the population.
Yeah, 2/3.
Dropped dead.
Black plague. Yeah.
You know? And we always speak about, of course, here in Atlanta, you had a CDC, and they do certain research to actually figure out about these diseases, how they were created.
And they mutate them.
A lot of times, like you said, it might be unsanitary animals that interact, or some type of blood mixtures and things of that nature that starts to get, whether it's in a food supply, because you have foodborne illnesses, you have airborne illnesses, you have various ways that germs or bacteria,
pathogens,
or virus,
blood pathogens,
can get created. And the heaviest diseases or viruses are created in the laboratory, because you can mutate those strains. You know, the scientists, which they get paid top dollar to actually create diseases in those laboratories, and the patent.
You're right, the patent, right? It's money.
And then they'll do these different trials. We'll see, like we said before, they'll see how people react to them. But eventually, you know, it's going to come to the point when diseases are broken out, when it's a memory, there is no container.
But you know what it is too. They want those diseases to go out. Like I said, they play number one, what's actually the number one killer? One of the top killers, vaccines.
Oh, yeah.
They want to get the people fearful to get the vaccines.
Right.
The vaccines are the things that are going to kill them anyway.
That's right.
It's not necessarily that man.
Virus is in the vaccine, so they make this in the vaccine.
Vaccine is like the number one killer.
Yeah.
Can you read that one part again?
Breaks you down.
No.
In great death, it's like the beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars and the powers shall stand in fear.
Yeah, it's gonna bring a lot of fear, like that great death, pestilence, and if you study history, you know that a lot of these pestilence fall around the 20s of every century. The pestilence of the 1920s, the pestilence of 1720s, they're kind of 100-year pestilence.
Yep.
All right, and when you go into the Spanish flu of 1918, they said about 50. They said 50 to 100 million died. More people died from the Spanish flu
than the war.
Than World War I and World War II combined. It. All right. So imagine when in that same series, the lady was like, what was so crazy about it was there was no international travel. Planes weren't even. There was no plane trips. More people traveling to China to go do software programming,
right,
and check on this or emerging economies or globalization.
Right.
How much worse now?
Like I said, the virus all over the goddamn place.
Yep.
You see,
Yep.
it's already dropped off in the United States. There's still other places, so to speak, man.
Yeah.
And it's gonna keep revving up.
It's in Europe. It's in France, and then right before I got to camp, it's already 4. It was 2 earlier when the report came out this morning. Now it was 4 cases in France, and this some in Australia too.
Yeah,
and in Texas and in Texas too.
Those viruses, man, they spread. You know, it could be. You could just get in contact with somebody. You watch those different, like the brothers bringing out these different movies and those different television shows. It's not just fucking fantasy, man.
Right.
It's not just something you just watch. You're actually seeing major events that's gonna come to the different cities near you, man.
Right.
But you'll see certain people who are in a restaurant, or in a school. Those are the main locations of the disease in the school. Damn near.
Oh yeah, because you got kids.
School buses.
Yep.
Then the school bus drivers and all that, they'll go home. And that's you're gonna have to quarantine school cities, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I know even with the flu this year, parents send their kids to school, and their kids are like, oh yeah, my daughter, my son's sick, and then the whole house got sick because the kids get infected because they touching and interacting, and then the family gets sick, and then you go over there and then you get sick from your cousin, brother, sister, or something, and then it spreads like that too.
And the power shall stand in fear.
What's the power? The government. The governments are not going to have a means of control. They're not going to have any type of solution to these problems. There's going to be so many problems that the government that know of and trust are not going to be able to resolve these situations. And it's going to come to the point of just executing the individuals that's sick. You watch that on a lot of different movies. Martial law. When martial law is declared, troops and a lot of you watch a lot of movies based upon martial law. Troops aren't just wrapping people up and throwing them in internment camps. A lot of times they're shooting them down and burning them.
Marshall, Madison, Georgia. Spirit had me watch that video. That video 11 years ago when they exposed the FEMA coffins, those mass coffins. That's right outside the city of Atlanta.
Yeah, Madison, right?
Madison, Georgia. That video came out 11 years ago. They've been preparing for this that long.
Coffins saying what, up to 4 people from the
Now just when we brought it out, who knows how long they've been there?
That's true.
That's what the Nazis were doing in Germany. People think, they use this mass killing of the. No, them people were sick. Areas that
they had polio, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't because they were Jews. No, they had a sickness that it could spread.
Typhus fever. That's what it was. Typhus fever.
It happened to be 6 million.
Yeah, so it's good to look into these different diseases, man. Seeing how it affects the general public. You see the scare of the people. You see how people start to react, and they start to get real serious. Now everybody's on their health tip now, man. Trying to build their immune systems. Watching health-based television, trying to see how to eat right, get their diet right. We've been speaking about that for the longest, man.
That's right.
To get yourself together, because have a suitable apothecary. You know, they actually deal with certain herbs, they don't get infected. Like you have this one this one concoction, it's called 4 Thieves vinegar. They speak about during the Black Plague, you had thieves that used to go around and they would actually raid. They were basically like tomb raiders. They would raid different tombs and they was going around thieving and stealing. But they said that they didn't get sick because they had concocted a particular vinegar. And you can read about it. I think it had like thyme. It had all kind of different herbs within the vinegar, and it made them immune to the sicknesses when the Black Plague was going around. So these different sicknesses can be avoided, but you gotta be into the herbs.
You gotta be into health.
You know, get into the health. Keep on. And how many people know about that? How many people know about colloidal silver and have these different things at hand? Black
all oregano, yeah.
Different extracts, different potent. It's run to hospitals. Man.
Yep.
And these different hospitals don't have the answers.
Antibiotics.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
You ain't got the answers, Wayne.
You ain't got the answers.
Keep on.
The beginning of evils.
The beginning of evils is bad times. Evil is a time, and ill is to be sick. So it's the time that a lot of people are going to be very ill and sickly out here. And the mass public is mass population is sick already, man. You go back to the 1800s and the 1700s when, or the early 1900s when the Spanish flu and the Black Plague and all these different disease outbreaks went out. A lot of people were eating healthy. Their health and their GMOs.
GMOs, yeah.
You had a lot of people that their immune system was maybe 2-3 times stronger than it is now.
More
Testosterone, you know.
Hygiene is probably not as good.
That would be around the time where if you were sick,
hygiene
you
is probably poor.
Get days off of work.
Yeah.
Nowadays, most sick people fucking are right beside you at work, man. Right. They might have the sick, the face mask, or not even sniffing it. And then they work in a lot of food departments. So I work in the food department, and there's sick people in and out of there, man. Unsanitary, mass producing of products. They're not taking all these things. They don't know what's really infected. A lot of things that hit the ground, they'll just pick it up and put it right back on the assembly line. You know, a lot of people, like I said, might be sick, and they don't even want to tell people they're sick. They'll just go to work because they need to make money to.
Right.
They need to make a paycheck.
Right.
Now you said evil tongues, right? When I bring this word up.
Yeah.
Now you said plague. Another word for plague, scourges. So that's the original meaning of a plague. It doesn't necessarily mean the
specifically disease. Yeah, right.
Specifically disease. But this is a form of plague that we're speaking on as these pestilence.
Mm-hmm. We're sucking that as 8 and 50 when it talked about great calamity and miseries.
Plaga means blow or to strike or to hit.
Yeah, because when plagues start to hit, what does it do? It sends a major blow on the population. 80, 90,000 infected. It's a blow on the population.
Yeah.
And it's not like it just attacks certain classes of people. It can kill kings, which they actually have a lot more security, so they're not infected. But it's a lot of people that got killed by the bubonic plague. When that hit, a lot of people that was in a level of power got affected. Because a lot of times in the ancient world, you would have the public square or the marketplace, the world, and you can watch a lot of ancient movies, and you will see different kings that will gallop. They'll have they'll have a carriage, or it'll be some type of authority, royalty that might go through these different local cities, and they would actually visit the people, and they would actually shop amongst the public, and a lot of people would just show respect. Yeah, but a lot of people that's in that position, they get infected too, man. They can get sick too.
It's happening over there in China right as we speak. Them Chinese nurses, they're falling sick because you can't. Again, I'm pushing this because it's a great series. You gotta watch the pandemic, man. They show you how basically these nurses, one of the ladies that's the head of the viruses in New York, how basically she was literally saying, I watched that movie, which is another movie if you brothers are old.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. In 95? Yeah.
Basically,
I got it on DVD.
They show you those high-level areas, high-intense areas. You in suits, up on your suits.
The hazmat.
Blood everywhere.
Yeah.
So how the hell you think? You got to keep in mind, if you a nurse, how they get these black women and these nurses? You go to these hospitals, there's just black women in there. So you go in there, they think every day is just a day for them to get on their phone and talk shit. eat hot wings, and carry on and go home. That's how they live their life. But one day, what happens when that very sick patient comes in? You're not prepared for it.
Nope.
Because everybody is at ease at their post. You police officers, you nurses, you doctors. Every day is a good day.
Right. These are you public service workers. Y'all are gonna get hit first.
Yes.
If you work for public service, whether it's in the health, whether it's law enforcement, or whether it's safety and emergency, you're gonna get hurt. Yeah. Oh, right. That's that blow. It's gonna strike you first.
One place, it damn near hits all because everybody's interconnected, man.
Globalization.
It's economics. It's one house. But you might go to one store. These people at this store go to this location. They go to this location. The next thing you know, there's gonna be a mass, like I said, mass quarantines. And that's another movie. I think Quarantine.
Yeah, Quarantine. That movie
actually had two parts, two movies. I watched the first one though. But you see how they quarantine? They'll shoot you down if you actually think about leaving the building. It gets very, very strict, man. You don't have no choice. When you're locked up in those different hospitals and you sick and you throwing up and your eyes is droopy as all hell, you can't just leave. You can't just, all right, I think I'm feeling better. No, they're not gonna allow you to. And if you even attempt to, they'll restrain you by force. Keep going on that. Okay, you forgot.
This is Isaiah chapter 32, verse. Rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear to my speech.
Yeah, and a lot of women are at ease. Jake too, men too. Yeah. Because we're in a place of ease. Jake, they'll come to Atlanta, they'll come to New York, so they want, have sex with who they want to. All that. And they don't think they have a true level of backlash. But we see backlash, and most of these people are sick at this point now. They, like I said, they go into sick any goddamn way.
Yeah, really, you already
all
sick.
The fumes of these different cars, these vehicles you drive in, from these buildings and these processing plants,
carbon emissions,
trails, all these elements that work together, they're already breaking your immune system. They're already your respiratory system. All these different systems that your body is supposed to actually have. They're supposed to be stimulated on a level. It's partially works, man.
If I may. There's colds that you could go to Japan right now and catch the common cold and it'll kill you because your immune system is
not used to that.
Based off of you living in the southeast region of America.
Right.
And like how you said, rise up these women that are at ease. These women be the main ones. They in New York for a weekend. They in LA the next weekend. They go to the Dominican Republic for a getaway. They all over. They jet setters. That's why the scriptures say, "Give not a woman liberty."
Yep.
But they're going to be the main ones according to that lifestyle. I was speaking to my room about that. I said, people's lifestyles is going to catch up to them. That's the reason my life is going to start dying.
Yeah, your lifestyle.
Bootsy badass eating niggas.
Bootsy
I
badass.
eat whatever I want type of nigga spirit.
Yeah.
That's going to have you in the hospital sick.
Yep.
That indulging in alcohol.
Yep.
All right, that indulging of sex. See, it gets down to a place you don't realize the bacteria that being spread through just having sex.
Yeah.
Another movie, we gonna get into a lot of these movies because these movies tell us.
Right.
Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever, yeah.
Cabin Fever to show you the
sex.
devils, they went up to there and to them cabins being
fucking around. Yep, fucking around.
Freaking off.
The main dude who survived the longest, he was drinking beer the whole goddamn movie.
He was killing
another guy. They decided not to drink none of the water because the water was contaminated.
They got yellow fever.
And you see how that water started to go through the.
That was a good movie. Now I think about it. Cabin Fever.
Watch both of them.
I only watched the first one. I read the first one. It's great to still suffering on a crisis within the water. You see, so we don't know how things is going to hit. Now, this is a major scare to the public. We know it's prophecy, but it can be worse place than this, man.
Verse 10, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women.
You see that? Many days and years shall be troubled, you careless women. And it's a high level of pride out here, man. These people, especially women, they have a sense of feeling like they're untouchable, entitled to go where they want, have sex with who they want, to do what they do. And then there's no level of restraint in the society. Men can't restrain women. Men can't tell women to actually have one one partner to have sex with. Because
Right.
if it was a society that was predicated and based around not cheating and for one woman to be with one man, it would have the level of control of the people would be way easier. Man. You know, you would have one person, in this case, one person spreading diseases to 150 people, and a lot of people don't know. You know, it takes them years to trace back who actually affected them because they had sex with so many goddamn partners. You know, and it's a lot of those individuals actually walking around, you know, to this day, man.
That's right, bro.
So not only is it viruses that's going rampant, you have diseases.
Yep.
You have all kind of bacteria which they say that a lot of this bacteria that's out is resistant to antibiotics and things of that. And, you know, your antibodies, your body is not even able to resist a lot of these different sicknesses that's coming out. And that's how you know a lot of shit is coming out the goddamn science lab anyways, man.
Right.
It's created to the point your body is not even able to resist or fend it off. Your immune system's not, no matter how strong or how much you try to build your immune system's not even able to fend it off. Because that's what the word immune means anyway. You know?
For the Vincent shall fail, the gathering shall not come.
Yeah, the Vincent shall fail. Everything that these individuals, you know, make their investments towards, the product that they actually have, it's not going to work out to their benefit. You know? And it said the gathering what?
Shall not come.
The gathering shall not come. We can jump back to 2 though.
This is Jeremiah 44, and I'm gonna start at 12. And it says, "And I will take the remnant of Judah that have set their face to go into the land of Egypt to sojourn there, and they shall all be consumed and fall in the land of Egypt. They shall be consumed by the sword and by the famine. They shall die."
Yeah, now as we're familiar with, everybody knows the story of ancient Egypt and how when ancient Egypt fell, it fell by what the notorious 10 plagues. You know,
The notorious 10
and
plagues.
they were bombarding Egypt. And it was so bad in Egypt that the economy was plummeting, man. And they had to, what Pharaoh said, basically get the hell out of here, man. You're the reason why all these plagues that are coming to Egypt. And Esau knows the same thing. Since the prophets were prophesying and speaking about these things, these predictions came to pass.
Right.
And they're trying to big up Bill Gates. They had this video saying, did Bill Gates predict the coronavirus?
Right.
They had a clip where he was speaking about.
Well, yeah,
how
he
creative,
did. Well, yeah, he predicted
yeah, he
it.
probably
Because he funded it. He predicted it because he funded it.
He's all up. Yeah, he's all
Yeah.
about world
Right.
depopulation any damn way, man.
Yeah, and then going into that, like you said about, you know, the reason why these things are happening was because of, you know, ancient Egypt was because of the Israelites. Well, they just, you know, like the brother did the video with what they're saying about these prophets that talk about the apocalypse coming. You know, now you get now you do have these news reporters that do these reports on these like, oh, it's the end times. But when you really get down to it, you know, that's really us. You know, but we're just telling you the future based off of the word of the Lord. The same Bible everybody could buy from the local, you know, bookstore.
Same Bible that Trump got sworn in.
Right. You know, so I mean, but nonetheless, that's just another reason for them to say, you know, oh, it's these doomsday prophets. Well, yeah.
You got a doomsday clock. Shut up.
Right. You got a doomsday clock.
We got a doomsday clock. Y'all got to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the same guy talking about we're not gonna give whatever to the doomsday prophets, but then Vice comes out with motherfucking elites preparing for doomsday.
Right. Right.
The rich are prepared for the end days of doomsday or in the fourth. That's stockpiling, and that's one thing that they don't show you on the news. And Jake ain't paying attention. Nope. When Jake gets on the internet, first thing they go into Instagram to watch fat asses, man, or get updates on what celebrities is doing. Interviews
right.
bullshit. Super Bowl.
That's why it's gonna catch Jake off guard,
That's
man.
why it's gonna catch you off guard.
Yep.
Because Jake is settled on their lease.
Yep.
You keep going on that.
Yeah, that's the spirit. It says they shall die from the least even unto the greatest.
They shall die from the least even unto the greatest. And it spoke about the house of Judah. A lot of these niggas gonna die, man. Because you definitely not prepared. At least the so-called white man will stockpile on emergency products, supplements, and they take their supplements. You see crackers running around all throughout the city, man. You know, trying to get their immune system, trying to get the system active, making sure that their digestion works. They go for their checkups. You know, crackers go for quarterly checkups. Getting what is it called?
colonoscopies.
The colonoscopies, checking to make sure that their colon works right.
Yep.
You know, checking their digestive system.
They do.
They push them tubes in the middle of their goddamn stomach, man. You know, to make sure that their body's right. Jake don't be doing that. Jake don't even have health care.
Jake, what is Jake's answer to everything? Ginger ale.
Ginger ale. Oh, but you got to make sure you go lay down.
Yeah, lay down.
You got to make sure you go lay down.
Nigga, your whole kidney failed and you talking about ginger ale and a lay down.
Yeah, lay down.
Yeah.
The hot toddy.
Yeah, fucking chicken noodle soup, man.
Hey, I was looking at that
The
yesterday.
chicken noodle soup only
Ginger
get you so
ale.
far, man. Jake think they got the remedy for the problem. Yeah, just a little chicken noodle soup.
Chicken noodle
Put
soup.
a couple ginger in there. Yeah, it's gonna drop dead.
If I may, because you mentioned earlier, you said the rich are prepared for doomsday. That's totally, it is true.
Oh, yeah, they-
Scriptures talk about there's going to be some elite rich, pretty much the elite, that make it out of all the destruction, even the missiles.
Oh, yeah.
They are prepared for the doomsday. They just ain't prepared for us to come
Yeah. But that's why when you watch these different movies, you see how Esau has access to places that he'll be in locations. He's like, they was doing this shit in the meantime. Why everybody goes to all these different clubs and the different radio hosts tell you to be here, be there. Esau working underground. Esau's digging down, man. And he's putting millions of dollars. These crackers that's $100 million.
Climb up to the mountains.
Their net worth 300, 400 million. They'll invest 5, 10, 15 million into security. Kanye. Yeah, Kanye.
Kanye just
Kanye.
spent $42 million to build a bunker underneath his house. His house.
Because he's in the know.
He's in the know.
Oh, I didn't know.
You know? What's going on there?
And it says, and they shall die from the least even unto the greatest by the sword and by the famine.
By the sword, which the plagues, disease outbreak is known as the sword.
That's right.
All right, because it can kill you just as, and if not worse than an actual gun. It tells you that a famine is worse than starving out. Is worse than, how does it say in the legislation? Hunger is worse than the sword.
Slow death.
Slow death.
Yep, slow death.
Torture.
Yep.
You know, and you'll see these different diseases, depending on the disease or the plague. You see how people be dying out. Their eyes might be bloodshot, extremely bloodshot.
Bleed out of every orifice in their body.
Yeah, bleed out their ears. You know, they're damn near crippled.
Yep.
And then you'll see people dying by the droves. It'll be just bodies just dropping in the streets, man. Watch certain documentaries on the Black Plague and things. They couldn't contain that virus, man. Most people was trying to get the hell away.
Yep.
You know? You keep going on that?
And they shall be excretion and astonishment and curse and a reproach.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to be astonished because they're going to see things that they never seen a day in their life, things that they never predicted would happen, things they never believed would happen. Because most people believe everything, like it tells you in 2 Peter, everything is just going to go on. They live in that ignorance and bliss mentality. They don't believe these things are going to actually hit these different cities, man. They don't believe they're going to see troops shooting their grandma in the face.
Because she got a fever.
Yeah, because she got a fever, burning her body up. There is no funeral. None of these different things. The style of living that you actually are normalized to, it's gonna be out the window, man. You go into your 9-to-5 job, just working, getting your daily paycheck. All that shit is gonna be out the window, man.
Trying to shut down.
Trying to shut down right now. Man, and you don't think this is gonna affect you? China is one of those places, and they have a lot of invest a lot of money into the system, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you know,
Way more advanced than America.
Rib made this point because she get a lot of her products for her business from China.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if they shut China down because everybody's sick, how the fuck is any supplies of anything coming from China to here?
Right.
You got to think about these things. It's like, in quarantine, like you said, you made me look further into. They stopped all air travel.
They stopped
You think
every-
that's just
bro, it's
personal
done.
shit?
Yeah.
That's probably good. All
Yeah.
that stuff. Where you think all this stuff at Amazon come from? They come from China.
If
You
Goose
know.
ain't working, the world ain't working.
Yeah. Goose is the one that work. Yeah.
Them Goose make
Them-
the world go round. Hey, that's why
Them Goose is to the east what Jake is to the west.
Hell yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that's how you know it's
Goose made the world go
divine.
round.
The Heavenly Father knows what places to hit.
Uh-huh.
He don't have to hit America first. He
It's
hits
chess moves.
Yeah, it's chess moves.
Spiritual chess moves.
When you play chess and you get the big pieces out of the square, it's nothing. the most lateral moves, so to speak. They can only go left or right. It don't. The king, when you play chess, does not make moves like the queen.
That's
the
right.
queen can jump from one side of the board to the next, man. You know. But the king is very crippled, so to speak. On that
He limited.
The king is
Limited
upon everything around him. The rooks, the knights, the pawns,
Uh-huh.
the queens, all these different pieces. That king depends upon. When the king is on his lonesome, game over, man. It's OV. But you got it.
Come in this last verse 13 is Jeremiah 44:13, and it says, "For I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt, as I have punished Jerusalem by the sword and by the famine and by the pestilence."
Yeah, and this is New Egypt. Like I said, the ancient plagues that actually hit ancient Egypt, which was you had death of the firstborn, you had the death of the cattle were being plagued by diseases, you had the frogs, you had the locusts, what's that?
I said the flies or the lice.
Yeah, the lice, which a lot of those things brought diseases to Egypt.
Water
back then,
turned
man.
into
You couldn't
blood.
eat a lot of that cattle when it was just
The
dying
hell?
out. It was sick as hell. And all kind of parasites, all kind of sicknesses were emitting from it.
Oh, the frogs.
Yeah, the frogs, which a lot of those, like I said, frogs and all these different things that
Frogs were eating the
when it was
flies.
coming to,
Flies was eating.
yeah, it was
blood.
all, it was
Yeah.
all,
It was all
a big
linked.
sickness in Egypt.
It was a big link.
That partook in a major form of that system.
The
And
darkness.
the Lord said it's going to hit New Egypt. What you gonna say?
I was gonna say, and we in that time of the Passover coming up. All right, coming up in the middle, soon between end of February and March. So the point of it all is we like to celebrate that time at that moment. This was the Passover, but everything that you're speaking of the plagues was happening at these moments.
Yeah.
Like so, these moments that we're living in right now in these last few days between now and the Passover. Hey man, this could have been a day when one of those plagues jumped off.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's yeah.
You got, you go back to that. Oh, you had something you want to bring out too?
Oh yeah. A lot of these devils go up and get their checkups and stuff. This is Psalms 73, verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Yep.
Verse 4, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm.
That's right.
Verse 5, they are not in trouble as other men.
Yeah, that's the so-called white man. That's who David is talking about. Because the so-called white man will run rampant and he'll destroy. And it seems like he doesn't have a price to pay for all the wickedness that he's perpetuating upon the earth. Continue.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
Till now.
You know, when all these different, not until now, the curse was falling upon them.
Yeah.
But it was a time where this devil seemed like he was untouchable, man. Isaiah the 14th chapter, when he was going and invading these different lands and bombing the shit out of these different countries, he wasn't feeling no recoil from his actions. You know, he didn't have no empathy, no sympathy. His generations were reaping the benefits from the destruction that their predecessors put out. You know, but now is the time when he starting to get the boot up his ass. Keep on.
Therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain.
Yeah, they're full of pride. These white people, the pride is all hell, man. You can't talk to some of these cops. They know it all. They got it. You know, they especially I'm talking about these top elite crackers, man. Those are the type of white people. You like, man, you can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them like if it was months back and we told them if we would have told them, hey, you know, it's a disease that's gonna actually in China, so and so, you know, bring out all the information through the spirit and bring out prophecy. You think people would believe us? They look at us like we fucking idiots, man. But when it actually comes to pass, you know, that's when people are in a certain outcry and they're having to scare. Keep on.
Violence covered them as a garment.
Violence covered them as a garment, and we know that the so-called white man is violent by nature.
Yep.
Look at what he did unto the world. Look at all these different animals that's dying out. Look all around the world, from South America, you know, to Africa's done, man.
Oh, that's
The
good.
so-called white man actually came. They actually have this documentary, which Lord Willing Show Brothers Sunday. It's called the 13th. I think 13th Amendment on Netflix.
This is called the 13th.
The 13th, yeah, where it basically just goes
13th,
into how
yeah.
violent this devil is, man.
Yeah.
How he created the crack epidemic, how he created the prison system after when the prison system started booming after the Emancipation Proclamation, was the 1865,
Yep.
you know, and how he deliberately claimed the war on terror or the war on drugs was really code slang for the war on blacks, man.
That's it. separated the households.
To separate households and divide and conquer, man.
Yep.
And it wasn't just you blacks; it was you Latinos too. You was catching a lot of hell around that time also.
Yep. It was a time post-slavery, like early 1900s, where Esau, you know, and they actually show you this in life. That's really what life. It was a comedy movie, but it's an actual history behind framing Jake for a crime
Oh, that was definitely.
and just throwing him in jail for years. You know.
Mercy.
Say it again.
That new movie Mercy with
Jamie Foxx.
with Jamie Foxx and Michael B. Jordan. That
Right.
movie is about them innocent men that are in jail for and going on the death sentence.
And that happened a lot.
And they was like taking Jake off the street and saying, you match this description. And you just wake up and you same thing what they did, you know, same thing they did to Solomon Northup.
Yeah.
You know, with 12 years a slave, but instead of putting you on the plantation, they putting you in prison.
And it was
That's what life was about.
Yeah. Where it was innocent Jakes that were hauled to prison and they were framed. And you couldn't accuse the so-called white man. You didn't have access to an attorney. All the attorneys was goddamn racist at that time.
They were buddies.
They were buddies. The lawyers, the judges, all of them were either directly in the Ku Klux Klan or they would be in they were in some type of white supremacist organization that hated the shit out of Jakes, and they was ready to drop the gavel on niggas, man. And they wanted, at that time, they was building up prisons like hell, and they needed to fill those prisons up to generate more revenue.
Yep.
Because you can make a lot of money from prisons, man.
Because it's free labor.
A lot of people don't know how much money how much money has been generated from prisoners, man.
Yep.
From and the prisoners do all kind of goddamn work, man.
Well, if I may, bro, on that show, The Strain, it got so bad in the city of New York where the police, there wasn't enough police to fight anymore or to clean up areas. So what did they do? Oh, your ass was in prison. They took the prisoners. Them cops was not putting themselves in harm's way, man. They was going to these jails and taking niggas straight out of the jailhouse and make them do all the shit that's like, I don't get paid enough for it. So a lot of that's what's gonna happen with a lot of you prisoners. Right?
Yeah.
Prisoners gonna be brought out of the Cab County, Wright Street, whatever, you know, wherever prison you at, and they gonna put your ass out here picking up sick bodies, man.
Knowing damn well you're gonna die.
And they gonna give you the chip so if you drop dead, they can identify you, or if you want to get released, they can identify you or try to run. They can identify you.
Show you that in Suicide
Or
Squad.
they're going to tell a lot of these individuals that are doing 50, 60 years, 100 years to life, you know, all these different crazy ass numbers, that they'll reduce their sentence if they actually be amongst this different virus and start to try to clean out different bodies and things of that nature. Keep going. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. This is Psalm 73, verse 7. Their eyes stand out with fatness.
Their eyes stand out with fatness. Whose eyes is more fat than the so-called white man? Genesis, the 27th chapter says that he would possess the fatness of the earth. And he coveted it. When he came to America, they already coveted this land. They already had eyes seen. They already knew who was in his location. They already knew it was a massive amount of resources. So they had to do what? Create propaganda to invade America. Hispaniola, South America, North America, Canada, you know? And then he went, like I said, to Africa, Europe. When hell, it was a time where blacks ruled Europe, man. The Moors. And what happened? Esau came there, coveting that land and taking them out. Well, before even Jake was there, you had the Japhites, the Pacific Islands. All right, where it tells you in Maccabees, the first chapter, how Alexander the Great and his father Philip of Macedon were one of the two of the main invaders of that land. Keep going.
They have more than the heart could wish.
They have more than heart can wish. Multi-billionaires. If you go on the billionaires list and you will see the net worth of these different major companies that you're buying from, you're like, God damn, man. They don't have to charge these products this high. They're already filthy rich.
Yo, Jeff Bezos?
Man, he's filthy rich.
This dude is filthy rich. I was reading something. Jeff Bezos. I'm about to look it up. Yo, he got some.
Got sued, right?
Yeah, man, that ain't shit.
He's so rich. He
That
got
ain't
sued,
shit.
And his woman
Became the richest woman.
became
The
the
richest
richest
woman,
woman
yeah.
off of suing him.
Of a divorcing his ass.
Off of-
Yeah, divorce.
off-
Yeah, divorce.
not-
Divorce.
So off of divorcing him.
Yeah, he got divorced. Yeah. But guess what?
he's-
He made
he's
that
still-
back.
and he's
He
still
made
rich.
that back and then some.
Oh, he made that back.
He made that back and then some.
And that's still peanuts.
That's the peanuts.
He's still a peanut.
Yeah, yeah,
player.
and he's still a small guy.
He's still a small fry. He's still a small guy because like I was telling somebody that I was like, man, another guy on that list, Elon Musk.
Yeah,
Elon Musk is just he's just a mad scientist that Esau just be like, here, man, just show this to niggas. You can tell he broke down, man. Yeah, he's a joke. He's not a real scientist. He's not a real. He's just a brain that Esau is looking to use off of.
Right.
Like that's how you know he's just he's Bill Nye the mad scientist.
He's a Elon Musk is what you call a tinkerer. He tinkers and he makes cool toys and stuff.
He was trying to create a
Flamethrower.
Yeah,
Tesla truck.
Tesla
like a damn martial law truck.
Yeah, like it's not
They didn't
used.
even have
Yeah.
they didn't even have no side mirrors on the shit, man. I don't know how they.
Well, not all the new cars. Everything is cameras.
how they just
Everything
had
is cameras.
cameras.
Everything is cameras.
Then
Now.
he tried to throw that brick in and say it was
That shit
Yeah.
broke like a hoe.
like a
Yeah,
hoe.
he's a joke. He's a joke to the elite,
You
man.
gonna spy it.
Wasn't he smoking weed on one of the
And he lost like $1 billion behind that shit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Off of the
Joe
smoking weed on
Rogan?
that
Joe Rogan, yeah, he lost a lot of money behind it. He's a joke, man.
Yeah, little mini devil, little gremlins running around.
Like he want to go to Mars, but then I tell you, there's a super planet closer. Like this is on their measurements. This is show you he's a joke. They'll tell you this new super planet is only 4 light years away, right? But then Mars is 22 away. Where the fuck is you going to Mars? This planet, right? Why would you go 22 when you would go 4? He's a joke, man.
Verse 8, they are corrupt and speak wickedly
Hey, that's
concerning.
perfect. They corrupt, man.
Yeah.
He's white. And I don't see how Jake. See, a lot of you Jakes just got your head up your asses, and you just want to follow this white man's. You want to ride the trains of the so-called white man so that you can actually have a level of success. And you think that if you're anti-white people, then you won't be successful, man. You know, which a lot of times you won't. You're not gonna get the promotions. You're not gonna get the sponsors and all these different things when you're coming against the government. For the most part, most individuals that's anti-government, they get shamed by the government. They're not gonna like they're gonna so-called white men actually put some invested money in the Israelites. They're not gonna do that because what? We're not compliant with your program. We're against everything you stand for. You know?
And speak wickedly concerning oppression.
They speak wickedly concerning oppression. Keep going.
They speak lawfully.
They speak lawfully, but lawfully is high. You know, he's high-minded. That's what he said. He speaks about going and invade. You know, these so-called white people talking about going and invading Mars, going and blowing up the moon. You know, trying to organize or rearrange the ordinances that the Heavenly Father already laid out, man. And that's why a lot of these different the world is reacting the way it is. You know, these different fires and all these different earthquakes, a lot of that's not just unnatural and just happening just because the so-called white man is fucking with shit, man. All that fracking and digging in the earth and stealing all the resources and all this different oil
I got a scripture
from
for
these
you.
different resource deposits. When you keep yanking everything, you know, you yanking all the lubrication and yanking all of the blood, yanking all the blood and the resources out of the earth, it's gonna react a certain way. Think of how your body reacts when it's low on iron, when it's low, your blood supply is low. Hell yeah, you're gonna stroke. You know, you're gonna be shivering, going through convulsions and all these different things because your body needs certain minerals to actually have a level of balance. So how much more the world that we're sitting on, man? It needs certain minerals to just stay there. It needs a lot of things to just lubricate and to stay within it so it can actually run properly. But the so-called white man doesn't give a damn. That's why it tells you in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, that they look at this world as just a giant playground. You know, they swinging all over the goddamn place. You know, they're in territory they ain't supposed to be, just shooting up animals, killing shit, destroying, blowing things up. Here it is testing nuclear missiles on islands or in the water. Here it is, you dropping a whole nuke within the water supply. How you think that's gonna react? All water is connected.
I got a scripture for you.
And then they're trying to make it seem like it's just some abandoned location. You still ain't supposed to be putting nuclear waste within that area, man.
Right.
But you don't give a damn because what? You have policies that protect. They create and they manipulate these different boards and these different parts of the government, and then they'll make it legal. But in their eyes, when it's really damn illegal in the eyes of the Heavenly Father, it's not It's not so-called humanitarian. You know, it's inhumane. That's not something that a human in his right mind, how a human in his right mind would conduct itself. But you can't tell these devils that. That's why we just prophesy against you. We're not trying to convince you. We're not trying to persuade you and give you the right way, tell you the formula on how you should run the world the right way.
Right.
You know,
Your judgment.
destroy it. And the scriptures speak about how the Lord is going to destroy him that destroys the earth. He has a lot to destroy the earth.
That's it.
He's the son of perdition.
Yeah.
And he's doing a great job.
That's his duty.
That's his duty.
That's his role.
The king of terror.
Yep. I got something for you real quick. And this backs to what you're saying about, you know, the world reacting against the wicked. You know, this is Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 16. For the ungodly that denied to know thee were scourged by the strength of thine arm. With strange rains, hails, and showers were they persecuted. And what's going on over there in Australia? It says that they could not avoid, and through fire were they consumed. And this happened in ancient Egypt. It says, for which is most to be wondered at. The fire had more force in the water that quencheth all things. So the Lord was just making miracles happen.
Yeah.
It says, for the world fighteth for the righteous.
For the world fighting for the righteous. And we see the world fighting for us now, man. The world is fighting on our behalf. And just because you see destruction, that doesn't mean the world is not fighting for it. That's really showing that this world is fighting for it.
It's a living thing. The earth is a living thing.
It's a living thing. It's a spirit.
Yeah,
It's a spirit.
it's spirit, yeah.
And the scriptures already said that these different plagues will happen to show that we're in the end times. You know?
Yep.
Keep going.
That was it on that. You got it.
This is Psalm 73, verse 9. They set their mouth against the heavens.
They set their mouth against the heavens. They speak out against the Most High.
That's it.
But the Most High already set up and established, they want to rearrange it to the point where they don't believe in God. They don't believe that God created the heaven and the earth. That's why they want to change, and mutate, and shift, and rearrange. You know, they have all kind of science projections of things that they want to do upon the earth, you know, upon people. They're already mutating the common man. You know, your genetics is all thrown off, your testosterone is jacked up. And that's due to the so-called white man. Splicing and extracting certain things out of your food supply that's supposed to be there. The reason why you have so many goddamn supplements and things of the stuff is because a lot of that stuff is getting taken out of the earth and taken out of a lot of the fruits and the vegetable supplies that you got.
Yeah,
Your
exactly,
vitamin
yeah.
B6, your vitamin B12, your vitamin C,
Put in
all
the
these
pill.
different vitamins and minerals. When you can just eat, you're supposed to really just eat fruits and vegetables.
That's the
and
best way to
actually
get it.
healthy enough.
That's the best way to get it.
But you got to go to these different supplement stores to pay top dollar for iron and
Right.
magnesium
And what do they do?
manganese, and all these different things.
Yep.
They'll charge premium prices for you to have what? Vitamins and minerals from whole food sources. Because them cheap ass spectrums and shit like that, they come from synthetic versions of vitamins and minerals. But then you pay premium for whole food prices, whole food sources of vitamins from food.
Right.
But then it's like, why can't I just eat the food and get it?
Right. Because
Why
it's not
I
in the
pay
food no
$50
more.
for a bottle of a 30-month supply of vitamins to get what I'm not getting in food? Because you the fucking devil.
That's right. That's it. You the fucking devil.
And their tongue walketh through the earth. Verse 10. Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. Verse
And
11.
the waters of a full cup are the plagues, man. It tells you that in Lamentations, the 4th chapter. Because we drunk of those plagues. We had to drink that full cup of ass whooping that the so-called white man gave us. And we had to down every sip, man.
Unfiltered and
Unfiltered and
No,
raw.
unfiltered and raw.
Rags.
Unfiltered raw.
You know?
100%.
We had to guzzle it down.
Agave. Unfiltered.
So how much more the so-called white man? And the scripture says that we have to plague him with double. Because he did double the destruction. You know, the scriptures speak about how he could have let up on us, but he put the grips tighter.
Yep.
And that's upon all you nations. And you Jakes, you know, that want to be pro white man, you're gonna partake in the ass whooping of this devil too, whether
Pro-white
you like
man.
it or not.
Yep.
Because you're gonna be back in your right mind in the kingdom of heaven.
Join hand in hand.
Yeah. And you're gonna get a boot up your ass too for even joining in the system. Because the scripture says that don't what is that? John said don't they join hand in hand. The wicked shall not go unpunished. Keep on.
I'm going to take you on to verse 11. And they say, how doeth the Most High know?
That's all they know.
Hey, well, let it keep going.
And is there knowledge in the Most High? I'll reread that. This is Psalm 73, verse 11. And they say, how doeth the Most High know?
Yeah, how doeth the Most High know? How does the Most High know? Because he's all seeing, all knowing. And they don't believe in the Most High.
That's right.
They look at the Most High as a little guy in this play, and every action that they do is according to their will. They believe that they can etch their own destiny. That's why they make their. That's why they do the things they do.
Right.
You know, taking the hearts out of certain individuals and trying to put machinery within it, microchipping, torturing, destroying
You can't
land,
always be strong.
killing people. You know, sex trafficking and all these different things keep on.
And is there knowledge in the Most High?
And is there knowledge in the Most High? So they starting to wake up to the fact that there is a heavenly Father. They just had this thing, what is it? Bigfoot, Bigfoot is all revealed.
Right. Bigfoot, right.
That was from the state. That was literally from the state of Washington. That wasn't a man.
Yeah,
that was from the Department of Washington State.
Right. Which last year they the FBI actually released the actual files of them actually having the samples for Bigfoot because they know.
Yeah, when they declassify shit.
Yeah, and then the year prior to that, what did they declassify? The chariots, the UFOs.
Area 51.
Yeah, so the white man he knows, man. But see, he doesn't want to tell you that he believes in the heavenly Father. That he's starting to see. Because see, he's all about tangible evidence. He needs something to put in his database, something to actually, whether it's a picture or a file, some type of tangible evidence to actually show, okay, this does exist. This is breathing. This is walking. You know, this is a functioning vessel that is created that we had no control over, man.
Verse 12. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world.
These are the ungodly who prosper in the world. And who's the? So we know for fact one that the ungodly prosper in the world.
Who's the most prosperous?
And who's the most prosperous? The devil, the so-called white man. Who's the one? Like when you look up the top networks of the world, the one that's running Amazon, the one that's running Google. You know, you have the royal family out there in Europe.
Right.
You know, those are the true movers and shakers of the world. Keep going.
They increase in
They
riches.
prosper, and they prosper. When you're in a state of prosperity, then you produce, and you're producing is generating more revenue than what you're consuming. If you spend $10 million that year, you know you might have made $150 million. So you still have a 90 plus $90 million profit.
What Esau has
Jake's not doing that.
Yep.
You know, most Jakes, say for instance, you might make a lot of these different Jakes, you know, certain celebrities might make 1.5 million. Not even the average Jake, but I'm saying out of that 1.5, they might spend $650,000, so they might have $300,000, $400,000 in their account.
If they're lucky.
If they're lucky. But that's not the average Jake. That's why it's a big difference between a middle class white person and a middle class black person. Those are two different levels. They say the average black person that's so-called middle class got maybe got $10,000 in their bank account. You know, the average white person, they got $50,000 to $100,000 in their bank account. Plus they have stocks. Plus they have all kinds of shares, mutual funds, index funds, all these different investments. Stocks and bonds. They're living off of their investments rather than their income. Inheritance, property, products. All these different things come with the package. You see? So we know who the ungodly is. We can pinpoint who the devil is in these days now. In prophecy, the scriptures already tell. It's written on the wall. But everybody doesn't have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, man. Right. That's why it says who have ears to hear, let them hear.
That's right.
And who have your eyes to see. And that's not talking about little. It's talking about spiritual.
They increase in riches. Verse 13, verily I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocency. Verse 14, for all the day long have I been plagued and chastened every morning. Verse 15, if I say I will speak thus, behold, I shall offend against the generation of thy people.
Hey, drop down and go to Wisdom Talking too. I'm going to go into that and I'll switch y'all. Because that goes exactly with Wisdom of Solomon to the mentality of the devil.
Oh yeah, the first couple verses. I mean the whole chapter, but the first couple verses really hit their mind state.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 2 verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright.
Yeah, see, the ungodly said reasoning with themselves. Whenever you're reasoning, that's basically counsel or understanding that you're actually building up or believing in that's not true. It's opinionated, man.
Leaning on your own understanding.
Leaning on your own understanding. Just like a lot of the Pharisees and the Sadducee sects, when they were before they persecuted Yahushua, what did it say? That they got together and they started reasoning among themselves. So that they started talking amongst themselves and convincing one another that was to be true. You know?
Conspiracy. That's
And
it. Breathe together is what they doing.
Conspiracy.
Yep.
Con is with, and conspiracy is spirit. To breathe together. You breathe together what? Communication, and you start to commune. And you start to believe this shit, man. And then you start to implement plans. That's how the so-called white man became powerful. That's how he became world dominant. When the elites got established in power, it was all from one man's thoughts or multiple men thinking and them coming together with those thoughts. And it tells you in Psalms, the 83rd chapter. 83rd chapter, how other nations were down with the program, man.
Yep.
They were a confederate, all right? Which confederate is a federation. It's a federation of devils that are part of this plan. But it's all governed by the super elites, man. Population control. Hell, the Georgia Guidestones, those 10 plaques. Those devils been having them plans before that plaque was even established, man.
Right.
Before they even landed to the shores of America.
That's right.
What they call when Columbus landed here, what did he call it? The New World. You see, that's even prior to the 1400s. They've been having that plan. They already got that plan in sinking in motion.
Yeah, because they got that blessing in Genesis the 25th chapter.
Right, and they knew it was gonna come one day, but they had to put something together for it to be established.
And the Lord gave it to them.
Yep, the Lord gave it.
And that's
to
why
them.
we're witnessing, like you said, the brother saying that Esau's demise, because we're seeing that confederacy is falling apart.
Right.
So that's why you know Esau's about to get real sloppy. These nations are about to get real sloppy with this plan because, hey, Revelation 12:12.
Yeah.
They know they only have a short time.
That's right.
Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy.
It says our life is short and tedious, and in the death of the man there is no remedy, which is no cure. So the so-called white man lives off of that resistance. You only live once.
It's gonna be hard trying to lock this shit down.
You just live to your heart's content, drink what you want, have sex with who you want to have sex with. That's why if you look at how the legislation is built, it's built for you to be a freak, man.
Wait, see what's going on with the
That level of just being a straight guy, married, having sex with multiple women, that type of mentality, just being that ancient king mentality, Esau destroyed that. Now it's all about debauchery. Men have sex with men. You get promotion and shit. I think Dave Chappelle said something like that. He had a speech and he was joking around. He was like, I have an announcement. He was like, I'm gay. And he said, so now all the riches, all the rewards, all the responses gonna come because that's true. Yes. Right when you come out of the closet, it seems like a blessing start to open up, man. The heavens doors in America start to open up.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
You got the fucking red carpet,
Welcome kit.
homosexual red carpet and things of that nature. And everything comes to you, man.
Yep.
And it's designed like that. You going followers.
Neither was there
followers jump up, spike. You going?
neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. Verse 2, for we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke and a little spark in the movement of our heart.
And that's him. That's the devil. He thinks everything is an adventure. He thinks this is a big ass playground where he can play and swing and destroy. Like when you were a kid, you don't have a care in the world, man.
Right, you don't.
Your children, your parents might buy you $200 shoes. Them shit might be destroyed the first week, man.
Yeah.
You don't know how to cherish things as a child. That's why most things that you get children is what? Toys.
Right.
Because in most cases, a child is going to destroy the shit out of the toy. Whether they
Play
you give a child a toy, they'll rip their hair out. Break one of the arms, color on them.
Snot all over it.
Yeah, snot all over it. And that's what the so-called white man is doing to the world. That's why, like I said, you look at these different areas, and if we can have a before and after of all these different areas, man, that shit would be devastating, man. And we can actually have a before, see a before pic, before America, pre-Columbus.
Like a drone video.
Yeah. Oh, well, they did that. It's a video with New York. If you look at New York before they built New York City,
They did it in Times Square.
Yeah, it was so luscious and forest and tribes and buffalo
Lucy,
animals.
they did that Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy too.
Turn into a
She
trash
went
heap.
back in time. Saw the beginning.
I got a quick precept for you real quick. This is Job 30:1. And it says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to set with the dogs of my
And
flock.
who's younger than us? The so-called white man, because he's immature by nature. He doesn't have the maturity, and he doesn't have the spiritual and mental faculties to run and to lead, man. So ultimately, when you deal with nations, he's a lower nation, man.
The basis of all men.
I'm not talking about literal age, them that are younger than I, because as we know, the scriptures speak about how Esau came out first, but the prophecies speak about how the elder shall serve the younger. And why should he serve the younger? Because he's not fit to lead.
That's right.
When the so-called white man lead, this is the product that you have: lesbianism, homosexuality, LGBTQT, whatever, the bestiality,
Pedophilia.
feminism,
Monogamy.
monogamy.
Right.
Everything that's wicked in the eyes of the Heavenly Father, he's pushing the plans up. Keep going.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 3, which being extinguished, our bodies shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. Verse 4, and our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance.
Keep going.
And our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist.
Yeah, so how would you think how would you actually run and rule when you have that type of mentality? You don't give a hell about the aftermath of the actions that you actually put out. You like, shit, everything's gonna be destroyed after us anyways. This is just a one life, one live thing. You're not conscious. Your conscience doesn't exist.
No.
You don't believe that, all right, what I do can affect the people around me. So I'm gonna be very, very careful on how I live. I'm gonna make sure I live as good as possible, because I might be reincarnated and I might be in a effed up place. So I gotta make sure that what I do in this life is damn near spotless and perfect, because it's gonna affect somebody, whether directly or indirectly. Nobody don't think about that shit, man. They don't care if it really. Shit, a lot of these white people, they do destructive things because they want it to affect people. Man.
Prince Harry, I believe, in 1988 said that. He said, if I were to be reincarnated, I want to be reincarnated as a deadly virus to depopulate.
Like,
Shit,
who's
it's
that?
probably him.
Yeah, he's probably
Yeah, that's probably him. They probably use his DNA
Portal's like
cells to
great.
splice.
No, that's probably him.
It's probably him.
But who thinks of that?
Right.
We want to come back richer or more in health. He want to come back as a deadly virus.
Deadly virus.
Hey,
A lot
Lord
of
probably did it too.
It's a lot of people that have certain folks like that under that depopulation. And how a lot of people forget about depopulation. Like we were just speaking about Bill Gates, and a lot of these upper elitists, these so-called upper echelon devils, they're all pro killing people. They're all pro mass population reduction.
Yep.
They're all pro virus, because in order to kill our people in a larger sweep, you have to push out viruses, man.
Yep.
The gun can only kill out so many.
That's what they did to
kill
gas.
So many. One of the easiest ways to destroy is virus. Now, of course, war and all these things actually are pivotal in destruction, but viruses and diseases and outbreaks and things of that nature, they play a large part too.
Yep.
But you keep going. I'm gonna go on switch out.
That is driven away with the beams of the sun and overcome with the heat thereof. Verse 5, for our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning. For it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. Verse 6, come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in you.
Yeah.
Verse
What
7.
is that? Read that over.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 6. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present.
Let us enjoy the good things that's present. And what's the good things that's present? Everything that's on the earth, from the women to the resources. And are they not enjoying the earth? Are they not at the drop of a dime? They can land from fucking Hawaii to Switzerland. They can go from Switzerland to Senegal to Portugal to Ecuador.
Yep.
To Argentina,
To Johannesburg. Yeah.
to Quebec,
Yeah. Amsterdam.
and they're not just going there just
Netherlands.
partying like you're like fucking preteens and things, and they destroying shit.
They
They're trafficking.
they fucking catching
They're
wreck.
kidnapping and throwing motherfuckers. And I was talking to somebody, I forget who it was, but we were speaking about the war on drugs and how certain cities function. I think we're talking about Detroit and these different cities that really don't have shit. So they really need drugs in their communities. They need drugs. Because that's
fuel
really
the
like an
economy.
economic it's an economic product,
Yep.
just like cigarettes,
Yeah.
tobacco and things of that nature.
Yep.
That helps the economy, man.
Yep.
You know, it helps certain cities stay afloat.
Gambling.
GDP.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
whatever
a
your gross domestic product, how much products that you actually push out, that actually all helps out the economy. So these different cities be needing a lot of drugs.
Yep.
And the war, they're not trying to stop. Drugs have been increasing, man. Drug consumption and drug producing has been increasing since the war on drugs, man.
We went from in the beginning of the 1990s, Dr. Dre, I don't smoke cess.
yeah.
Rappers was anti-smoking weed in the 90s.
Oh, and it came to the
Yep.
And then fast forward 30 years, these niggas are walking pharmaceuticals. You gotta really, you listen to their raps, you gotta Google the shit. What the fuck is this?
Yep.
What kind of drug, what kind of pill is this?
What is that?
Jacob be mixing all kind of shit, Adderalls and Percocets.
And then they give him
Racist.
names. He'd be like, "What name is this?" And you Google the name. It's this drug and this drug mixed up together. Like, damn.
That's
With some
Esau.
lights on.
Yeah,
And
these
it was
right.
created by white men. The white
Yeah.
men pushed that
What they call it?
that
Like
drug culture on Jake.
But
Because Jake didn't really know about drugs
cocaine
like that,
and
but by the so-called white man, he promoted it.
Yeah, he promoted it.
You know, as well as tattoos, just anything that's destructive. He created that shit. He's the devil, man. Fucking Dr. Frankenstein. Keep going.
And let us speedily use the creatures like as in you.
And let us speedily use the creatures like it as in you. And the creatures are the creations of the Most High. Now you have people eating fried iguanas, man.
Yeah.
Because iguanas is falling out the trees and floor. It's a lot of iguanas out there.
It's because of the cold, right? The snow.
Yeah,
The cold, yeah.
And they're eating the hell out of those iguanas, man.
Roasting them,
You know,
frying
you
them.
go to certain parts of the U.S., really all certain parts of the world, because all these nations are filthy, man. You could see people fucking eating alligator, lizard,
That's in Louisiana.
anaconda.
Oh yeah,
that's in
Florida,
Louisiana alone.
Gators.
Louisiana,
They be
Florida,
eating frog,
Gator,
gator.
yeah.
Pig ass.
Turtle.
That's in Louisiana.
Which is, and it's some animals like, you know damn well, how the hell you eating turtle? That hard ass shell.
Oh yeah, turtle
To
soup.
break free that shell and eat that.
Them damn
They
goops
bust
over
it
there.
open.
If you watch Adam Zimmer, they'll chop open a turtle, and the delicacy is to eat the damn turtle heart. I bet you she know. Be eat the turtle heart right out of it. It's called turtle soup.
Oh
They
yeah.
eat that shit live.
They eat it live.
Oh, he eat
I
that
seen
shit
where they
live.
bust up, you know, some of the frogs be big
Got
as
that
hell, man.
mukbang.
She had one of them big ass frogs and it was still living. But it looked like it was damn disabled, but you can see the eyes moving. They'll eat it with the brain.
They eat all that shit.
They'll eat the whole
But it's
thing.
fresh to them.
Yeah, yeah. They like that warm blood taste,
Yeah, they
man.
like the warm blood. Keep going on that.
This shit Wisdom of Solomon 2,
Yo, man.
verse 7. Let
Get
us
over
fill
here.
ourselves with costly wine
Let
and
us
ointments.
fill ourselves with costly wine. Yeah, they had a Melchizedek and the Solomon size bottles. You look at those different bottles, they're bigger than this chart, man. This chart that we have, you know, they might have a bottle that's fucking 4, 5, 6 feet, man.
About to be the size of Shema.
Yeah, bottle the size of the costly wine. And what are they? They produce a lot of those grapes, and a lot of it was from Jake, man. Jake working in those different fields, you know, in those what they call vineyards. You had a lot of Negroes that was stumping on those grapes to create a lot of that costly wine. Back in the early 1500s, back in the 1600s, they was creating top wine for the so-called white men to reap the benefits. Hell yeah, you got a lot of that wine in circulation that was created by so-called niggas, man. And does the so-called white man have remorse? No, he's still creating and still benefiting from us.
That's why that wine truck tipped over in that river, man.
What's that liquor? Uncle Ernest, Jack Daniels. Jake, the master behind the recipe, and then Jack Daniels
Stole it. But he stole it.
He bought it from me. He took it over.
He didn't buy a damn thing. Whenever the so-called white man say he bought it, he stole it.
He stole it.
I don't believe it. That
They
thing.
got fucked with this
I don't believe nothing he say, man.
Nigga still in air right now.
Yeah, he's still in as we speak. It's John 10:10. The thief cometh not but to steal. It don't say buy. It don't say make. You know, make a righteous person is not but to steal, kill, and destroy. Man. We know you devils, man. That's all they do. They stole the world, but now they buying it and legal purchases. There's so many stores, and it's good to look into those different things too, seeing the things how Esau scammed and schemed to get in certain parts of the company.
Right, it was a scam.
Yeah, because it was a,
Deaths or something.
I was looking about a while back about it was a Native American lady who she was filthy rich. She still had certain riches from her family that actually owned certain territory. I think it was like Midwest region. A so-called white man married her killed her family members, and then killed her and took everything from her. They took everything.
Sounds about white.
Yeah, it sounds damn sure.
That's how they got the that's how they got into the royal family.
It's probably pretty tough.
They married Queen Victoria. Got married to dukes. The Edomite duke, which his family line went back to the Ottoman Turks.
Pack of disease just walked by.
You know. You know.
I don't trust white people and gooks together.
Yeah, kind of. And then she married. You know, and that's how you got Queen Elizabeth and the royal family.
Switch out.
You know, because Esau himself is a virus. Like brother said, he's a virus. You know. Go ahead with this scripture.
And let no flower of the spring pass by us. Verse 8, let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Verse 9,
That was the wealth reefs. Reefs used to wear the was it sage? The reef.
Yeah, I remember. That was for the crown.
That's the crown. The rose petals. Remember that on Snapchat? They brought that back out. Which is that rose crowns.
Go ahead.
okay, to verse 9, let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place.
That's why you got these symbols and these statues and these things everywhere. You know. And then he said, let us take part in our voluptuousness. That's Esau getting the blessing. You know, he steals and kills to get the blessing. And he's now leaving his tokens and things everywhere. That's why you don't let me walk down the street. You see an Edomite name on the building, you know, or you see his name on the street sign.
That Biltmore right there, that's Samuel.
Oh yeah, that's John Biltmore.
You see?
But that's how it works.
That's how it works, yeah.
That's the Biltmore right there. That's a Edomite. Don't put no chink name up there.
Right, John Biltmore the third.
For this is our portion and our lot is this.
Right, that's the portion of the lot. Why? Because the wicked Esau was given the blessing to take everything. What also was a part of the blessing? Isaac told Esau that he would have to take it by the sword. So he has to be deceitful. He has to lie. He has to steal. He has to scam. That's the only way he was going to get the earth, because all the righteousness of the earth that was going to be given through the Spirit was already given to Jacob. You know? The one thing that a real man doesn't do, he couldn't break that vow. He didn't break his promise. He didn't break his promise to his brothers. Even though he the secret was all through the Spirit. You know, so it's like, okay, when you want a blessing, you got to go and take it. You know,
Get how you live.
you know. So now what we're seeing is that blessing fall apart. Okay, you know, you see this coalition of nations, this confederacy that Esau has gathered together amongst the heathen. We started seeing bigger and fight amongst each other. Okay, chapter 40.
Nope.
Get something. Get something. I'm gonna get Psalm 83 first. We start at the top.
Psalms 83:1. It says, keep not thou silent, O power. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. See?
Spirit, yeah.
That's all these nations are rising up. Okay? And that's the enemies of the Lord. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 3. And it says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Right. So now they've taken crafty counsel and came up with a plan and an agenda against the Israelites, against the Lord's people. Because this is Esau coming into, going back to what we read in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, This is Esau gaining that voluptuousness. This is him. He knows what he's supposed to get. So now, okay, now let's come up with a plan on how we're going to get it.
Yeah.
And so we're going to need this person and that person, this nation, that government. We need that. Okay? Go ahead.
Come. Verse 4. And it says, they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That's the goal. That's the main goal.
Yep.
Is to keep the so-called black and Native Americans asleep from the true nationality and the true heritage. All right? That's the goal of the plan. So they can keep this blessing that was given unto them by Isaac. Okay?
That's why, if I may say through the Spirit, it's like, you know, Esau is way behind plans with this agenda of his. Because he wanted, the scripture just said that to make Israel name no more of a remembrance.
Right.
He beat that out of him. But now his next goal is to what? Physically just eradicate us off the planet Earth, man.
Right. Yep.
The main people that are part of that Georgia Guidestones, number one, in maintaining the population of the 500 million, is what? Getting rid of niggas.
Yeah.
Keeping a few good niggas to do what? To work, to get the essence of Jake, the flavor of Jake, but it's all in their control, man.
Right.
Come. It says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Right. So they are confederate against who? The Lord. So they're gathering a confederacy. They have their plans. They have all the, like the brother mentioned, the Georgia Guidestones. They have their bulletin points. All right. This thing is what they get ready to put into motion, into action. All right.
Come, verse 6. The tabernacle of Edom.
So now the top of these nations that's doing this are the Edomites, so-called white people.
Come. The Ishmaelites.
Right, the Ishmaelites, the Arabs. Okay, this Muslim Brotherhood. That's all a part of the Freemasonry.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
all a part of Esau's, Scottish Rite and all of that. They're all in confederacy with each other. Although you see them flip, good guy, bad guy, lose. We're all a part of this new world order agenda. It's all to keep our people asleep. Now it's been going, it's breaking apart now, but this is the plan. All right, I'm going to plan.
That's right. Of Moab and the Hagareans.
Okay, right, the Moab, right, the Chinese, okay, the Koreans, North South Koreans, okay, but now they're experiencing this coronavirus plague out there because the Lord is breaking this thing up.
Yep.
But these are all the gathering of this nation that have came against our people.
Yep.
Like the brother read, 1%. Go ahead.
Good. The Ball,
Ammon, the Japanese, go ahead.
Amalek.
Amalek, the so-called Jews. Okay,
That should be first.
that should have been a specific first, but you know, they're still Edomites.
That's right.
Go ahead.
The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Okay, the Africans, the natural Africans, the ones that are the Sudanese, but there's like now you see the news, you see some man in these countries experiencing civil war now and stuff like that in Africa, right? That's because the Lord is breaking this thing up, but that's because these nations were coming together against us. Okay?
You reap what you sow.
Right.
Yep.
What's on that? Right. Okay? So they built this confederacy.
On the other side of that truck, Moab.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, right down the door.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit. That's the spirit.
Lord
And then
wants to
just
curse you, Moab.
yo,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
that's the spirit.
You had a Moabite with
With the master just walked by,
mask, yeah.
she probably patient zero.
That's confirmation of the spirit.
Yeah, the confirmation that the Lord is striking at two nations. I get one precept, Baba Bashar. Hold that. I get Isaiah 34:1.
It's Isaiah 34. It's Isaiah 34:1. And it says, come near, ye nations, to hear.
So now come here, these nations. Okay?
And hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations.
That's right. So that's why you're seeing these nations go through these turmoils. That's why you're seeing as opposed to America, you know, going through actual implosion on the streets. You're seeing these nations go through it, the protests, the riots, because of what the Heavenly Father is doing. He's judging them because they built a confederacy together against His people. Okay.
And it says, for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and His fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter.
That's right. So now the Lord is getting ready to deliver all you nations to the slaughter. Okay? Part of that slaughter is this coronavirus. That's why it's spread throughout Europe. Europe is a part of what? Europe is a part of NATO. You know, the EU, which has definitely come together against our people. That's the beast. Okay? So all these nations are confederate against us to destroy us. Okay? So now let's go to, I said Daniel 2, but take Obadiah and verse 7.
God. This is the book of Obadiah and 6. We start at 6, right?
Yeah.
God. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his things so up?
Right. And what is he trying to keep in? That plan.
Yep.
That agenda, that plan. But guess what? We got the Bible now. You know the plan.
Right.
Okay? You know the plan. You know the plot and the scheme against the Lord's people. Right? The intents. Okay? You know what you're trying to do. Alright?
Let's go. Verse 7, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
That's right. So now, here it is. You built that confederacy pursuant to Psalms 83. Okay? You came together to plan your agenda pursuant to Wisdom of Solomon 2nd chapter. Okay? You got this confederacy, these conglomerate of nations together. It's one percent. But now, okay, now these people of that same confederacy are going to start to come against you.
Right.
Go ahead.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
So now the men, the nations that were at peace with you have deceived you. Okay? The word people do not have deceived you. Go ahead.
To prevail against thee.
Go ahead.
They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
So now they're going to start wounding you. Now these nations are starting to be broken down. Now this new world agenda is starting to fall apart. Okay? You know? Because here it is, they're trying to do certain things by design, order out of chaos, but that chaos is going to be more than you Edomites can handle.
That's what scriptures say, terror shall surround thee, rough paraphrase.
Yeah.
So your own agenda is, well, scriptures say in Psalms, the 7th chapter, that pit. Matter of fact, can you get that? Get that. Psalm 7 and 14, that goes exactly what the curse is going into. Psalm 7, 14. Yep.
15. This is Psalm 7 verse 15. He made a pit and digged it.
That's his plan. He had a plan to throw us into this pit, our own grave.
Right.
You know, he prepared a grave for us, but he didn't know that, like you said, we got the plan. You didn't get the end of it. You didn't get, you know how you have a puzzle. He didn't get the last pieces of it. And we got those pieces. Go ahead.
Right.
And it's fallen into the ditch which he made.
He's fallen into the ditch which he made. So his own plan is going to come against him. That's why it says he felt like he could make these viruses and these things in labs to control it.
Right.
He has an idea. I want to, because Esau believes he's the Most High.
Yep.
So he believes I'm gonna kill X amount of people with this virus. X amount of people are gonna die this way through a famine. X amount of people are gonna do this. He's all about his money. He's a businessman.
Right.
But he's gonna backfire. It's gonna be, monkey riches in his plan, man. It's gonna get out of. He's gonna do something, and it's gonna be out of his own strength to deal with it.
That's right. That's right. The Lord is saying, look, it'll be like Thanos. After he sent so many villains out, Loki and them, to try to stop, the Avengers, Thanos had to say, you know what, I'm gonna do it for myself. So that's what the Most High gonna do. He's gonna take what you think that you're doing, and he's going to use them same plans against you. Okay? Because they're really the Lord's plan.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay? But the Lord's Spirit's going to take over.
Was there any more to that? Yeah, go to 16.
This is Psalm 7, verse 16. His mischief shall return upon his own head.
Yeah, you reap what you sow. All this mischief you put in the planet Earth is gotta return right back to you, man. You're not just gonna continue to destroy the animals, destroy the people, and think that's not gonna come back to you. What you people love to call karmic, your karmic balance. Well, Esau got a karmic balance out of this world, man. Keep going.
And his violent dealing shall come upon his own pay.
That's his new world order. This devil has a new world order plan of violence, man. He ain't trying to bring his new world order in at peace. Like, hey, everybody, you know, I'm considering a new world order, and perhaps maybe when you enter into slavery. No, he's not acting nicely. He's gonna do it through fear, through famine, pestilence, war, fear. But they tell you fear is more powerful than love. Keep going.
Verse 17. I will praise Yahweh according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of the Lord Yahweh Most High.
That's right. And that's what's going to get us out of here, man. What's going to get us out of this is the praise of the Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
That's why the Lord, you can't be afraid of what the Lord going to take us through, because we got to go through it to do what? Give praises to the Lord. How can you give somebody if somebody don't get sick? You see? Because the Lord's going to use every last man to do what? Give the glory to him. Will you read that part again?
Okay. This is Psalm 7, verse 17. I will praise Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name Yahweh, the name of Yahweh Most High.
That's it. And these people in the world, they're not going to do that. A lot of these people are going to be in an Aries spirit. God damn you killed my daughter. All right, and fuck your opinion, man. That's the thing about it. Niggas always got an opinion. I don't think we should believe in God. Well, that's on you, nigga. All right. Matter of fact, you can drop it. Continue with the scripture that brother was in.
The book of Obadiah 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee. Verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Right. So now these nations are going to start coming against you. They're going to start coming against you because as they get more powerful, they start to see, well, you know what? I have my own ideas of how I want to do this together. That's what Russia's doing. That's what China's doing. That's what Iran's doing. Okay?
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, and prevail against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
Money.
Money. We got these nations that's no longer want to deal with the U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
They're stopping the gold and silver
Yep.
to back up their own currency. Even now, the report came out that they're now developing these new central bank digital currencies.
Yep.
You know, so when they try to emerge out of this so-called collapse, they'll be okay and they can restart anew. Okay, but they want to do it outside of the control of the Rothschilds. You know, but that's them laying their wound on you.
Yep.
Okay.
Because you know, all through the spirit, that confederacy, when you low, anybody coming to you and making a deal with you always sounds good or better, I should say, or best in the beginning.
Right.
Look at your favorite rapper. You take a nigga like Rich Homie Quan, right? He's just happy to be a signed artist.
Yeah.
So he gonna sign whatever contract. So you tell me
he
ain't read it. So these other nations, they do the same exact thing with the so-called white. They're like, oh, okay, you mean we're gonna make money, we're gonna have food for our. It could have started out sincere, but then over time it's like, man, you know what, this devil, man,
you only got a 360 deal.
They got a 360 deal. They sign their rights over, their name, and they like, nah, we want to be on top. Why the fuck we giving this devil all our resources for him to be on top?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know?
That double cross.
Yeah.
Hey, right.
Revelation 17, 16.
That's the devil.
Okay? Y'all get to deal with the devil.
Yeah.
You get what?
Yeah.
Hey, you know the devil, what the devil wants is he wants his due. So now you
read the
see
contract.
You see them push harder against these nation sanctions and things like that because it's like, you know, you gotta give what you owe.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah.
There is none understanding in him.
You don't understand it. You know, it's gonna get to a point where it's gonna be like, nah, man, you know, we're done. We wipe our hands. We got our own thing. Okay? You know?
Verse 8, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise man out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau?
Right, so now all this counsel, all of this, you know, these meetings and things, you know, doing these rituals and sacrifices is going to get to a point where it's not going to prevail you. Okay? Right? It's going to be all in vain. And although you may do it, because these demons are now requiring more. It's going to take more power to get certain things done. And when you can't come through, you're not going to get the results you're looking for. Okay? Go ahead.
And thy mighty man, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
Right, and eventually all the Edomites are going to be put out by slaughter. They're going to go to the slaughter of the gate and be destroyed. The first Lord is building you up and break you down, right? Okay? Forming their own governmental coalition. Okay? You know? But I said, you want to control how things are falling apart. You want to control the chaos.
I mean, he got something. He's on
Order. But it's going to be to a point where it's like right here, and it's going to slip through your hands.
That's right.
Okay? Because you got too much blood on your hand. If you got too much blood on your hand, everything you try to grab, it's going to slip out.
That's right.
It's going to die basically like 8 to 17%.
Verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee.
Right. And all because you have this plan to eradicate the Israelites. You know?
It says, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
And you're going to be cut off forever. Okay? So you thinking that you're going to rule forever. No, the Lord's going to cut you off forever. Like I said about slaughter. Because of what you're doing to our people. Okay? And like the brother mentioned, okay, you're gonna have these plans out here to try to destroy Jacob, but it's not gonna work.
Right.
Okay? It's not gonna work.
It never worked.
Right. It didn't never work. It didn't work in Egypt. It didn't work in Babylon. Okay? It didn't work in
Syria, Persia.
Yeah.
You know?
We got to be the Lord's people to escape all those captivities.
Right. And hey, it's what it says that the Lord always takes the way to escape.
Yeah.
You know, if you just follow the Spirit, you know. So now let's get Daniel 2 and 4.
This is Daniel 2 and verse 40.
Right, because this is all the breakdown of your society, of your people. Okay?
And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, or as much as iron breaketh in pieces and stubborn all things.
Right. So the fourth kingdom, which was Rome, right, the fourth beast, when it was established, it was as strong as iron. It had the mightiest army, you know, the mightiest military, because they actually employed all different nations in the different legions. Okay, so nobody was able to take them down. Okay, and it broke in pieces all the kingdoms before it, subdued them. Okay, that was that equals up to America as well. America is Rome. America is that fourth kingdom. Okay,
It's healed.
Rome was healed. That deadly wounds healed. So now you got America, the fourth kingdom, all right, rejuvenated, has gone around the earth within the last 200 to 300 years, taking over nations, all right, causing wars, you know, subterfuge, espionage, you know, some 007 government type you know, tactics, and you know, destroying whole economies. And even the same tactic, the same thing now. Okay.
And Esau's enemies are doing the same thing too.
Yep.
You gotta understand, there's just as much as you have American spies over there in Russia, American spies in the Middle East and China. Please believe that there's Middle Eastern spies right here in America. There's Chinese spies throughout America, Rome, or Europe, and so on and so forth. And that's why those were at peace with you. Because these nations, they're up on game on Esau, man. That's why we're in, as Morpheus said in the Matrix, man. We're living in a wonderful time, man. Things happening, man. That's why the pressures of the people against each other is gonna be like, hey, I was a few weeks ago when this whole Iranian thing was blowing up, I was like, damn, it's gonna be tough for people that look like those Iranians. Because it's just people are ignorant. People judge according to the flesh. So it's gonna get tough for these nations. Same thing with you Chinese, you chinks, man. Let this disease spread out a little bit more. Man, it's gonna get rough out here. The sight of you gonna be like, man, get the fuck out of here. We're not gonna go into your restaurants no more. We're not gonna go to your hair. I had to go buy these gloves. Went to a beauty supply store. I'm looking at her funny.
Well,
And she ain't this shit.
That's
She
the-
from fucking Lithonia.
That's the same thing that happened after what's that, Pearl Harbor, where they put everybody into all the Ammonites.
The prisoners of war.
They put the Japanese in
Concentration camps in America.
the U.S. Okay, because of the hysteria and the fear of what happened with Pearl Harbor, kamikaze attacks.
Yeah, Esau is big mad now, man. These
You mad, man?
these so-called white people, they're mad. They're looking for somebody to blame. So they're gonna, like, you Chinese, let this shit go until February, man. It's gonna be a bad place to be. It's gonna be bad to be Chinese, man. That's why we ain't got. It's, the more this the slucky, bro. But that's why we don't got nothing to fear, man.
Right.
That's why there's no need to fear the persecution, because every time the persecution get a little hot, what happens? You be like, man, that persecution coming. Man, fuck that, man. These chinks got persecution coming anyway.
Yeah.
These Iranians got persecution coming anyway.
That's right.
These white people got persecution. These Russians.
Yeah.
Every time you
Yeah.
think it's gonna be on us, it's back on somebody else.
Right.
Oh, the Arabs can't forget the whole scare about 9/11. Everybody was looking at this Edomites, this Arab, funny, are you Muslim?
You're a terrorist.
You're a terrorist.
Right.
That's what that whole movie,
Siege.
Harold and Kumar,
Oh, yeah.
Guantanamo Bay. That's what that was about. You know? And when they said, she thought she was like, bomb.
It's a bomb.
Yeah, she was like, no, it's a bomb, man. It's gonna be
Know what they're doing in New York?
FBI, lock them up.
Yep, they over there assaulting what, Jewish people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know, all these nations are basically what's happening is the world is in. Okay? Fire shall be in the earth, and what will I if it be already killed? Okay? You know?
It says, and as iron that breaketh all thieves, shall it break in pieces and bruise.
Right? Which what the government did. Okay? Right? Starting with going into the beasts of the kingdom, Britain conquered. The British Empire actually conquered throughout the late 1800s, early 1900s, and then after World War, the weapon, or the four beasts. Okay? Well,
And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided.
right, so now you're seeing this kingdom be divided. Okay, now you're seeing these nations starting with the, within the beast, okay, come against each other.
Yep.
Okay, Britain wants to move away from the European Union, the Brexit. Okay, and then get voted on different referendums. that for years. Past 2 or 3 years. Right? I think there's another one coming up this year. You know, not just the Brexit. As far as NATO is concerned, because NATO is the whole fourth beast, the whole fourth kingdom. Turkey is a part of NATO, but Turkey is moving away from NATO and going towards the east. Russia and China, they're doing deals. They're the U.S. was basically going to put sanctions on Turkey for getting S-400 missile defense systems from Russia. Okay.
Yeah.
And doing deals with Iran. Okay. So there's this kingdom being divided right there.
Yep.
Okay. Other countries, such as Germany. Okay. Germany economy, they were once strong economy in the EU. They're no longer as strong as they once were. Okay, so they have to look forward to doing deals with Russia and China because of the sanctions that their own ally, America, the U.S., is putting upon them. Okay, Spain, Portugal. Okay, so now we're seeing this kingdom being divided. You got the France protest out there in Paris. You know, the yellow vests.
Yellow vest, yeah.
You know, protests. See, they put stuff on the mainstream media here in America, and you'll see it for 2-3 weeks, and you hear about 2 to 3 months, and then it disappears. But them people are still.
Oh, it's still going down.
They're still over there protesting in the streets. They're still over there, catching hell. Okay, they're over here raising taxes and things. Because of what these other nations are doing to them. So they got to get the money from somewhere. Raising rates, raising tuition for college students. Okay. South America as well. But you have these other countries, Russia and China, getting involved in helping out Venezuela too, Cuba and stuff, and America's not having that either. Okay. But see, now you'll do a search on the news, and you'll see a news report on how the European allies want nothing to do with Trump. They want nothing to do with Trump. They want nothing to do with because he's sanctioning everybody. He's putting tariffs and he's taxing.
Yeah.
He's taxing heavily because America has that power. Okay. So now they want to move away from it.
You shall hate no more.
Yeah.
Right.
The beast is what's crazy about that prophecy is going into the fourth beast divided. So the beast is divided,
right? And
the beast hates the whore. So the only commonality that the beast has with each other to a certain extent is their hatred for America. That's division on. This place is divided, man.
Well, that's what Yahweh said. If Satan be divided against Satan,
you stand.
That has to come to pass. It can't.
It won't.
If there be a house, I would say somebody can find that. It's a Luke. If a house should be divided, then the house it can't stand. Man. Okay, but a kingdom, there's two of them.
Yeah.
So, you can't have a house we all live in a house.
Right, 12 and 25.
And we all got bills. You can't all pay the bills whenever you want to.
Right.
Or just not do it. Nah, you have to come together and pay your portion and we get these things, situated and squared away every month. But this time, well, somebody just move out the blue.
It's chaos.
Yeah, man, it's chaos in the house, man. Okay? Rules and regulations have to be set up and followed.
That's why what do we seek for? Peace and harmony. When something is harmonious, it's like watching water in the ocean. It's harmonious because it just continues in a loop of just it's in order. The water goes in, it comes out. It hits the beach, it goes back out. But when this place, there's nothing harmonious. That's what we said. Me and the brother Kashakwala was saying on the side. This thing is split because the elite is split. We can't directly see we can't see the Oppenheimers, the DuPonts, the Rothschilds, we can't see them. But we know according to Ecclesiasticus, what the 10th chapter, how a king gets all his officers. Man, these Democrats, Trump, they're all officers. They're split because the elite are split.
I'll give you some of the orders, and you do this, and you do that, and you do that.
Because you know, Esau's weakest thing is what? Patience. Some you got a top elite. Oh, wait. I'm sounding like Yardon. Wait. You know, you got one elite that's like, wait, we're gonna wait for the perfect time to strike. Then you got that one double, man, fuck that.
Perfect time is now.
The perfect time is now.
Trump did that strike with the general.
Right.
He didn't get passed through Congress to do that. He wasn't supposed to do that.
Right.
But somebody told him to do it.
Somebody told him to do it, right?
And he said it was the perfect time. He felt like it.
And that's Congress. And these they're not the elites.
No.
Yeah, hell no.
They're just
officers.
Right. They're what the people see. They're the front men.
Yeah.
You ain't getting orders. We're talking about Rothschild sending out the messages.
Yeah.
You know,
13 families.
Getting a team together to write this speech. And you
Yeah.
go up there and you speak it.
Right.
And you give out this order in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
You know, the secret
Covert.
the men behind the curtain. You know, the men behind
Who's
the curtain.
really pulling the strings? The puppet masters.
Right.
Puppet masters. You know, I'm gonna say something. But yeah, get that scripture.
This is St. Mark 3, verse 24. I started 23. Verse 23. And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? Verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
Right.
Verse 25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Verse 26, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but had the end.
But he cannot stand, but he has what? An end.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just
Wait. They're talking about Satan houses. They're talking about in the underworld, Satan living in
Right,
his house,
yeah.
and him being divided against himself.
Right, him and his landlord having issues.
No, he's talking about mortal people on earth that actually fit the likeness and are the personification of the damn devil.
Exactly.
And it's talking about a system, because when y'all was speaking about that Satan's kingdom, who was he talking about? The rulership at that time, the four beast Romans. Edom Romans, America. Which America, that deadly won't be in him.
Yeah.
See? In America, Rome was divided. You know, they had different viewpoints, just like you said. You had Eastern Rome and Western Rome, and that was part of the partial reason for the collapse of Rome, which I was listening to.
Yeah, he had democracy.
88.5, and they was talking about 100. They had like speculation. I think they had like 20-something speculations about Rome failing. They was like nobody knows why Rome truly failed. You know, but that was a major reason was the division of Rome.
Well, what is that? Second Ezra, the 12th chapter that goes into the 12 feathers. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but the first feather would have been Julius Caesar. And what started Julius Caesar was really the beginning of the split of Rome. Because Julius, which is spiritual, we did a lesson on this time last year, March. That's why I said, like, man, wait till March hits. That's why the war is going back on the back burner. Because Esau has a specific time when he goes to war.
Yeah.
March is his month of war. So that's why it's dying down. Because he's getting prepared for war. March,
Ice.
goes back to Mars, which is the god of war.
Yeah.
And they need Mars. They need that demon to tell them, you know, when it's go time.
Yeah.
You know, they need, you know, so if they wait till March, it's more in their favor that when they send up certain rituals and certain sacrifices, they'll get that green light to actually perform certain things in the earth. It's not the left-hand side of wickedness works. And that's where the fourth beast's kingdom, that's where you get their power from. Okay? Listen on Luke right there.
That's
it. Yeah, so the Satan get divided against himself. He can't stand. His house can't stand. He can't build that the government structure and that new order if he's divided.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it.
Okay?
World order.
Right. One world order. Like I said, it started out a confederacy, but it's going to come to an end, like the brother just read. It's going to come to an end.
Fighting the system.
You know?
That's why all we got to do is just sit back and watch this red on red crime happen.
Yeah. Watch it pray.
Just watch.
Watch it pray.
Watch, and as we see it happen, prophesy.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
We know these prophecies in the scriptures But these so-called prophets and men of the Lord, like, they don't go into that. They're still debating on the Sabbath day and 12 tribes. Like, come on, man.
That's a shadow of things to come, man.
Right.
Yeah, still talking about marriage.
You know,
Yeah,
there's
man.
more
I don't care.
That's neither here nor there.
There's pressing, right? There's more pressing matters going on in the earth, man. We are given a job and a duty to stand in front of our watch and condemn this world, man.
That's right.
If I can say something too, that's why the disciples, such as Paul, you know, he just said that, like, you know, don't worry about the new moons and on the Sabbath day, like I said, because it's a shadow of things to come. Because at the end of the day, it's like it's neither here nor there right now. We in the times of end time prophecy. Now,
Right.
of course, we're gonna break down the truth.
Right.
But if it's Jake, like what Paul started saying, the niggas ain't getting the
Right.
man, those bigger things. Yeah, saving our souls in this captivity.
That's right.
Uh,
That's right. Yahweh Shai, it's good to say that we look through a glass darkly, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you don't want to eat meat, just don't eat meat. Just leave it
Yeah,
out of it.
yeah. If you don't want to eat meat, you know, that's cool.
Trying to make that doctrine and
Yeah, we're trying to, you know, because well, that's a part of it. Abstaining from meats and things. Hey, that's cool.
keeping away from marriage, bro. If you
Yeah.
want some box, go get it.
Right, man.
If you don't,
If you don't, if you want box, get it. If you don't want no box, don't get it.
yeah, let's not commit adultery, right?
There's no law, there's no sin.
short and
But
sweet.
It's not that deep.
what is pressing
So
in
pussy
these
in your house.
last days and times? It's these prophecies, man. You know, these prophecies, man, because speaking these things, you know how, you know, and we say this a lot. People in the world always say, speak my intentions into the universe.
Yeah.
And then it manifests. You know,
Speaking to existence.
you know, speak things into existence. That's what prophets do.
Yep.
But we do it off of the spirit of the Lord, not our own will.
Right.
That's what we want to do.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
The Lord wants to be manifested. The Lord said that He wants pestilence, disease, war, and destruction to come on this society, so He can bring in His world.
Right.
Then so be it.
Yeah. We ain't writing.
Those are the things that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, please start praying.
This is 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Right.
Yep.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.
Yep.
Okay? Once you get through the basics and the meal and then you move on and you go forward. Okay?
Which I will put in thy mouth, says the Lord.
And that's why we're going into seeing going into the breakdown of the society. Because that's what we're seeing there. Okay? Let's get this hasten the day.
Right.
You know? We hasten for these times. These are the times that the prophets wanted to see in the ancient world and didn't see it.
Right.
But we're seeing it now.
That's right.
Okay?
What did Yahweh Shai say? What did Yahweh Shai? Matter of fact, can I get one more? Back up there. Get Romans 13 and 12. 13 and 11. Sorry, 11.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the Lord told us something, man. Like you said, we gotta prophesy. Because it's a time to do it, and there's gonna be a time when we can't do it anymore. So take full advantage of this time. All right, bro. It's gonna be a time where we're just gonna be kings and priests. We're not even gonna really necessarily be prophets no more. We're not gonna be prophesying against the downfall of America. Nigga, it's gonna be down.
There's gonna be certain books that's gonna be accomplished. We ain't gonna have to go through.
We ain't even gonna have to do it.
Isaiah
Right.
50th chapter. How that book is done.
Well, the rest is
You might read it. Of course, I ain't saying that the book is done, in the sense of you're not gonna read it and recite it and go through it over. But it's like that's the thing of the past.
Isaiah 14 is gonna be accomplished. Isaiah 13 is gonna be accomplished.
Right.
Yeah.
This is Romans.
What the fuck is that? That's how you wrong when you got coronavirus.
Ah, shit.
This is Romans 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
So the Lord is waking up Jake. But when Jake wake up from this sleep, what do they got to do? We got to tell him, oh, you woke him to the party, brother.
Right.
You got some catching up to do.
Well, that's what Morpheus did to Neo.
Exactly. But somebody got to catch him up.
Yeah, like Neo didn't just wake up. Morpheus was waiting for him to give him the rundown.
Oh, what it helped with it?
You know?
They was pushing the messages out on the internet constantly, pushing the word out.
Follow the rabbit.
Yeah, following the rabbit, putting that symbolism in it. And then he eventually got hit to the word. And he had to go through the,
He had to choose his path. Like Morpheus was basically in front of him like Moses. Today I present to thee life and death.
Yeah.
Red pill, blue pill.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Yes.
And man, we believe. And we believe it's close, man.
Right.
So that just means it's closer than what we believe.
Right. It's close. Yeah.
Yo, you tell me, man. I can't.
Yeah.
If we gotta be here another 10 years, then hey, I pray the Lord give me the spirit to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I
right.
don't see us getting out of this decade. It's too much shit happening in the beginning
Too much.
of this decade
Too much.
for us to just slide through another 10 years, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, if January this bad, I can imagine how February.
Bro, what's July gonna look like?
Ooh.
Man, January was 2020. February gonna be 2021.
Ah.
As many things that are happening in January.
It's a whole year.
That's a whole year.
This should be the most prophetic month that ever
It's the
existed.
25th, man.
That's facts, man.
31 days.
There's been a lot of stuff going on every day.
Every day.
No, on some real shit is becoming hourly. Like the way this,
Yeah,
the way
yeah,
this
yeah,
coronavirus
yeah.
is acting, it's like, oh damn, okay, it's been 60 cases.
Right.
Then you be like, yeah, you know, I walk to my room, you know, as they're saying it's 60 cases on my phone. Oh no, it's 100 cases. Damn. Refresh the
Update,
screen.
update.
1,000. God damn. Quarantine. 40 million.
Yeah.
You know what happened to us earlier when you were saying it was like it was a travel ban, and I was like, nah, bro,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
quarantine.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like, oh shit.
It's
Yeah.
updating.
You know?
It's updating as we speak.
Yeah. And now they banning weapons in Virginia. You know.
Come on now.
See, that's a son. That's a spirit right there too, bro. Because I said this too to somebody. Man, this is the first time in history white men are protesting.
Yeah, they was out there
Look at
protesting.
white
Yeah.
men in America
Long
protesting.
line, it was all the way down the
There has
street.
never been a time in the history of America where white men are hitting the streets protesting.
Right.
This is their kingdom.
Right.
You've had black men, black women, Spanish. You had white women protest, but you've never seen white men like how they were in Virginia, walking up the "We shall overcome" spirit.
Ooh.
That's a sign.
Yes, it is.
That is a major sign. These white men are protesting. That's how you know we got them against the rope, man.
That's right.
Now just keep working the body, man. Get a few headshots. We're gonna knock this motherfucker out,
Right,
man.
right.
Keep going. You got it in the Romans. I'm gonna get back to you, bro.
Okay. This is Romans. You go to 12 verse.
Yep.
Okay. Romans 13 verse 12. The night is far spent.
The night is far spent. Go ahead.
The day is at hand.
The day is at hand.
Yeah.
Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness.
So the day is at hand.
Yep.
It's a day. The scriptures also say in the book of John, let us do that work while it is day. While the night is far off. So we're in that time where it's like the priest is going to man prophesy.
Right.
Because that's how the glory. That's how the Lord receives His glory through the word. So as these people are waking up and they have questions, hey, it's got to be somebody to give the answer.
That's right.
It's got to be somebody to tell them to solidify, to qualify, I should say, that this is a Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah.
Right.
So just do the work while you can, because it's gonna come a point very soon. It could be this summer, bro, when we not coming out here no more.
Right.
That's very.
Like it's getting to a point where it's
Likely.
like you watching the news with a thing of like, bro, what could happen?
We don't
What
need
could
to
pop
allow-
off? We don't know what could happen between now
When
and
could it
next
hit the
Saturday.
city? When could
That's what I
it hit the
said.
city?
One more week, we don't know what's gonna happen.
We don't know what
Right.
could happen.
Well,
Right.
because even here in Atlanta, we have one of the most busiest airports.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The spirit had it where I haven't even been picking up. I ain't even picking up people.
Bro.
Damn.
But I was mad because I'm like, my money getting fucked up. But then the spirit kind of comforted me and was like, man, maybe the Lord don't want me picking up people. Because you picking up people and you got strangers from all over in your car.
Might got
Yeah.
a coronavirus.
Might have a coronavirus, like you said, the most
real
busy,
talk, man.
one of the most busiest airports in the world is right here.
Yeah.
The CDC office is right
Right
here.
It's like it, brother.
Go ahead.
They said they caught a case in Chicago, and Chicago just
Became the most busiest airport.
Yeah, that's true.
O'Hare Airport.
O'Hare Airport.
O'Hare Airport, yeah.
Listen, man, we in that time, man. That shit is here,
Hey,
man.
if brothers and prayers up there, let it get hit, man.
It
Send prayers
gotta
up
be
for
here.
that.
Pray for this thing
Kind,
to
that's true.
exponentially grow.
Yeah. Gotta put curses on our enemies, man.
Coronavirus hits the wicked bitch at your job. You know, pray the coronavirus hits your boss. You know, this whole place, man.
That's true, man.
Because
That's true.
the more this place gets hit with plagues, get hit with destruction, the closer we is on.
That's right.
Elder Apostle Tahar said that. He said the chip is a blessing, man.
Yeah.
That's a
Woo.
blessing, man. So that it ain't nothing to be afraid of, man.
Yeah,
Right.
You shouldn't be in the
Right.
spirit of fear. You know,
Right.
this is the time you gotta rejoice, man.
We smile,
Shook
man.
up over the corona. Nah, man.
Now we smiling. Yeah,
And
yeah.
just like the brother just said earlier, hey, even if, you know, if the Lord willing, we through the Spirit, we have faith that we're protected by the Heavenly Father. But it's gonna hit a lot of people, even if it got them hit certain family members or close.
Yep,
That's
that's what
praise
it
to
is.
Yahweh. The prophecy's coming to pass. We almost at it.
Yeah.
You know.
I'll tell you one thing too, it's like all these things, we pray for these things to happen. Don't take caveat, message. Like don't take it as it were. We're doing it out of pride and things of that nature.
Right.
We pray for these things to happen, but pray to the Lord for endurance that we endure through.
That's right, brother.
That's a big difference from what we do from everybody else.
Right.
They ain't praying for endurance. They ain't even praying to the right power.
Exactly.
Right.
Let alone praying for
They're
endurance.
praying for the Chinese fuckers that's catching coronavirus, man.
Right.
We praying they die quick.
That's mercy.
Yeah.
That's mercy. We're praying, like you said, praying to die quicker.
Yeah.
They